peeling a banana with your feet is definitely not the most common party trick you've ever seen, probably for a good reason. And though I probably wouldn't be so keen to eat a banana peeled by someone's foot, I would be interested to know how on earth they can move their big toe around like that. What muscles in our foot might help us to make this happen? If you're also keen to figure this unusual talent out, maybe we can find our answer when we study the functions of the medial plantar muscles in 3D. So in today's 3D muscle function video, we're going to be looking at the functions of 3 plantar muscles of the foot. And these are the Abductor Hallucis muscle, a relatively large plantar muscle found on the medial border of the foot, the Flexor Hallucis brevis muscle, which is found deeper on the plantar aspect of the foot, and finally, the Adductor Hallucis muscle, that is characterized by its 2 heads, which have an unusual and somewhat variable anatomy. As I'm sure you've already guessed, all 3 of these muscles share a common trait in that they all act upon the hallux, which is also known as the great or big toe of the foot. But before learning about each of these muscles' individual functions or actions, it's important to remind ourselves first of their anatomy. So let's take some time to look at these 3 muscles individually, beginning first with the Abductor Hallucis muscle. As you can see on our awesome 3D model here, the Abductor Hallucis muscle is located along the medial aspect of the plantar surface of the foot. If you learn your plantar muscles by layers, you can make a note that this muscle is found in the first layer of the plantar muscles. The Abductor Hallucis has its origin, or proximal attachment, at the medial process of the calcaneal tuberosity right here. It also finds its origin on some other soft tissues of the foot, such as the flexor retinaculum and plantar aponeurosis. Its long muscular belly courses along the medial aspect of the foot, eventually tapering off to insert at the base of the proximal phalanx of the hallux or big toe. Moving deeper into the plantar muscles of the foot now, let's take a look at our second muscle, the Flexor Hallucis brevis muscle. This muscle is slightly more lateral than the Abductor Hallucis and belongs to the 3rd layer of the plantar muscles. As you can see in our model, the Flexor Hallucis brevis has a split proximal attachment, or origin, which I should note is quite variable in its anatomy. Its medial limb arises from an attachment to the tendon of the tibialis posterior muscle, or occasionally from the medial cuneiform bone. The lateral limb is more controversial, and you'll see different sites of attachment depending on which textbook you're using. And as you can see here, the lateral limb can have an attachment to the lateral cuneiform bone of the foot. Alternatively, it may be attached to the medioplantar surface of the cuboid bone, or even to the plantar calcaneal-cuboid ligament. Both short limbs come together to form a long, thick muscular body, which courses towards the hallux. And as you can see, the Flexor Hallucis brevis has a bifurcate or fork-like tendon of insertion, which inserts into either side of the proximal phalanx of the big toe via the sesamoid bones of the hallux. Okay, it's time now to turn our attention to our final muscle of interest today, which is the Adductor Hallucis muscle.
This video is not over yet. Continue watching now the full video at kenhub.com. We have lots more videos like this one available to our premium members on our website, not to mention all the fun quizzes, related articles, and atlas sections. So click on the button in the middle to watch the full-length video and master anatomy.